Hey, Soul Family, back again. I'm Erica. Hey, my Echo baby. I'm your favorite Astro homegirl, okay? And I am here. We are here to do another celebrity reading. Okay, boy, okay. I'm trying to do my cards. Okay, Booka Bookie? I love you. You gotta let me do my card. You gotta let me do my reading, okay? I love you, my baby. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. Okay, so back again. And so this particular reading that we're going to do is going to be on Melody Shari, okay? And she was, previously Melody Holt, all right? And I'm also add in her stalker and ex-husband child, Martel Holt, all right? So let's get into her chart. And let me say this before I begin. If you don't want to hear this part of it, you can fast forward through it, okay? It's just this, when I do this helps me be more accurate when I'm doing the cards because I can see the energy of them. So that's the purpose of the astrology before we get into the business. Everybody has a method and a way that they do things, and this is what works for me, okay? So let's get into it, all right? So astrology first, pulled up her chart. We're going to make it really quick. This is Miss Melody Shari, okay? She is born in, Huntsville, Alabama. Her birthday is 11/11, guys. A lucky, lucky lady, all right? She's a Scorpio sun, and that makes a lot of sense. And her Scorpio sun, that's interesting. Okay, so she has a stellium there. She has Pluto there as well as her North Node, okay? So it's in that, the way it is in the house of the Capricorn. So that explains her connection to her ex-husband because he was, we'll get into that. But she's meant to be really wealthy too. So it makes a lot of sense. Her Venus is in Aquarius, okay? All right, Miss Mel. And her moon is, not her moon, but her Jupiter is in her first house in the sign of Libra. And that makes sense. She's beautiful. She shows up in the world as beautiful, okay? And remember, Venus rules Libra, so her beauty exudes, all right? Where's her Saturn? Okay, 9th house is what it's looking like. Let's see. Yep. So the challenges with the father. And I think she, she was clear on the fact that she grew up, with her mom. Okay. And then before we move on out, her Mars and the way she communicates. Where is that? Let me see. It's in Aries. So she takes action, okay? And it's in the house of partnerships. It makes a lot of sense. Also, her moon is in Virgo. So that explains how she's able to be detailed, methodical, things well planned out. And the way she's, boss up and able to just do all the things that she do. So that makes a lot of sense in who she is. And so let's get into Martel. It wasn't much that I was able to pull up on him. But what I did was able to pull up, he's a Capricorn sun, which we know. So that's very interesting, okay? And he's a Taurus moon. So that makes sense why these two were able to go the distance because she has a Virgo moon. Virgo and Taurus go very well together, okay? My mom and dad been married for 53 years, okay? Capricorn in Mercury, okay? So that's the way he communicates. And that shows why he can just be erratic at times like that, okay? His Aquarius is in Venus. So these two Venus matched, guys. So it makes a lot of sense why they were able to go the distance. And his Libra is his Mars is in Libra. Wow. So these two, they had some fun times together, okay? Because they matched up very well. So let's get into the cards. I just wanted to get the energy around them as I always do. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, let's get into the cards. Let's get that energy. get into it, okay? All right. And while I just want to say this too. I want y'all to hear. So we're gonna get into the cards with Mel, but for you guys who don't aren't updated, she had court last week, and her ex-husband, they have been divorced for 5 years, which is Martel Holt, is still stalking this woman. So I wanted to give you guys an update and let y'all hear the commentary. So for y'all that don't know what's going on, I'm not going to listen to the whole thing, but I definitely want to play some of it so y'all can kind of hear what happened and what caused it. And so we're going to ask about her current energy as we get started, and we'll get into the questions, okay? So let me run this over to y'all. Oh, I'm going to play it right here because I want it to come without the commercials. So let me play this commentary. Shout out to Caramel Rail at Caramel Rail. This is her commentary. You know, so shout out to her. And y'all check out her channel. It's really cool, okay? So go over there and check her out. She deals with all the, you know, current topics of the sort. So let's get into it, okay?
Be going live a little bit about something else, but Mel was live, and baby, the stuff that she was spilling up over there, we're gonna talk about it, because some of the stuff that I already kind of sort of imagined was going on. Baby, listen. Hold on. Child. Damn. Baby, when I tell you she fed YouTube streets, let's go ahead and we're gonna get into this. Carlos King, your name might be brought up in this bullshit too. Yes, you are. Yes. Let's go ahead and we're gonna get into this. Real. Yes, let's get into it, honey. Everything said in the video is alleged, in my opinion. For those of you that want to live, you already know what's getting said. I took some notes. I was in and out of the live, so I didn't get everything right, a lot of good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Alright, we got to get into it. Of course, she and Martel went to court, as you guys may know. Let me speak to everybody first. Hey, everybody. Okay. So we're going to jump on into it. Everything said in the video is alleged, and in my opinion. And it's used for favors and entertainment. So they tried to bait Mel, but Jason went, yeah, child. It was a whole hot-ass mess at the Colts, but Mel was there. Jason was also there, as y'all know he is her security. Upon her being there, of course, Martel was there. He brought ARIONNE, which was very interesting because from what Mel was saying, ARIONNE is never there for like any public stuff, like their kids' games, nothing. She's never out like that, okay? But for some reason, I feel like Martel brought ARIONNE as a means to try to taunt Melody because he knows the two of them don't get along. Mel don't check for ARIONNE on no level, all right? But she was there. ARIONNE was talking slick at the mouth. Mel was about to pop her ass, go ahead and tap her real good. I was kind of low-key hoping. Then I said, nah, you got a lot to lose, Mel. Because that's what they want. That's the reason ARIONNE was there. That's the reason Martel was there. But we're going to get into what happened. I'm going to go ahead and play some stuff that I have. Let's add that to the segment. Hope y'all can hear this. Here we go. What Mel is saying here is she should have took one of her millimeter fans and scared the hell out of ARIONNE and them when they were on the hotel. On the elevator. They were on the elevator coming down. She said that Martel and ARIONNE, while they were standing waiting for the elevator to get ready to open, ARIONNE and Martel walked directly in front of her and Jason and stood in front of them to go into the elevator before them. How disrespectful. So it gives that they were really trying to get a rise out of Melody. They were trying to get her out of character so that it could be documented, so that he would have something to fall back on. He ain't getting no money from her. So if he can get her to snap off and maybe threaten him or something, he wanted to get something on her so that he can have her in a predicament and then go file something on her. But Mel said that ARIONNE and Martel walked directly in front of her and Jason while they were waiting in front of the elevator. And they went into the elevator first, and then Mel and Jason came in there after and said the whole time they were in the elevator, ARIONNE was saying little things. Martel was laughing like a little schoolboy and just being very immature. But Melody said when they got down to the first floor of the elevator, or of the courthouse rather, that ARIONNE said that Jason is Melody's boyfriend, and was just saying little smart comments. And Melody just couldn't take no more, so she was getting ready to lunge at ARIONNE. According to what Melody was saying, Jason pulled Melody back and said, hey, don't do that. But Melody said how convenient for ARIONNE to try to pop off at the first floor of the courthouse where there was like 10 deputies sitting there, and she knew it was going to be broken up. She never, ever wanted to fight Melody. She's all talk, according to what Melody was saying. All right, let's finish this video here, because I took a couple video.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So then I get on the elevator. So the man is right here. I'm right here. Jason stands between me and the Twiddle D and Twiddle Dome. So there's Twiddle D. No, there's Twiddle Dome, then there's Twiddle D. So, standing, I'm still not saying nothing to them because look, this is what y'all mind you. Oh, come on. The new collection is just paying right now. This is our the Lily Absolute. I share all that with y'all. And so this is
She fast forwarding me, y'all.
Y'all bear with me, okay? And this is the body glove. But she's stealing in between telling her story. No, but you know what? I'm not gonna give y'all a moment. I'm good. I'm still y'all not saying nothing. So we all in the elevator. I'm putting on the body glove right now, by the way. It smells so good. We're all in the elevator. And I am literally not saying nothing. Jason ain't saying nothing. And so she was saying something to him about a blogger that was there that I didn't even know was there. I found out later. But I didn't even know she was there. And so then he hauls off and he's like, it's funny about him. Just childish, right? Just immature. And so she was like, she said something, I guess she thought he was talking about the blogger because then he said, no, I'm talking about this. This is funny right here. So then he kind of like doing a but I still don't say that. Jason still don't say that. We still ignore them hoes, okay? We still ignore them hoes, right? So then, y'all, because here's my thing. I'm also feeling like, man, listen, I was feeling like, man, you don't never be at nothing public, but we in the courthouse and you here today trying to start. I'm not checking for you. I'm not fooling with you. I ain't got nothing to say to you, girl, whatever, right? Whatever, okay?
Okay, so that's enough, guys. All right, y'all got the gist of it. Y'all understand, and that is a long video. So make sure that you guys go over there to Caramel Rail so you can hear the full video and commentary. And for those that are interested, let me tell you the title of her video because it goes back a few days. It's on a Tuesday. It says Mel and Martel's court abuse drama documented on Mel's live. Mel airs out ARIONNE as well. Okay, so that's the title of this particular one, so y'all can catch the whole thing. I just wanted y'all to, you know, kind of get a gist of what's going on and what we're talking about. So let's get into it. Okay, so Miss Melody right now, you know, she has a new perspective on life, guys. Okay. She, you know, kind of like you could say in prayer, really, really going within and, you know, having a deep insight. You know, she has a strong intuition. Okay, guys, she has real strong psychic energy and she's in a place where change for the better. Okay, new perspective and just letting go of, you know, all the things that, you know, the past and all of this mess that's been going on. You know, she's into releasing that energy. Queen of Swords energy, because she's standing on business. She's creative, okay? She's, you know, clear on her boundaries and how she moves. Again, direct communication, all right? And by her being able to take that time and having a new perspective, okay? This is where her mind is clear, all right? And again, this is about creating, creative in her, thoughts and projects that she's going to be bringing to the forefront, okay? And if you want to look at it a legal way, she's had victory in regards to all the court issues, which we can see because she did have victory. And also was diplomatic. That's what this card to me represents, by giving Martel some grace, because if she didn't give him grace, the outcome they had wouldn't have worked out that way, all right? She has the Two of Pentacles, which that's very understandable because she wears many hats, right? So just kind of juggling over here, over there, got to take care of the kids, got to run the business, all of the things. But she's equipped for the job, guys, because she coming in action. And I like to see the Sword energy and her energy because it lets you know she not no pushover. Don't come play with her. Just like how she was on that live, that's a side of Mel that I'm actually happy to see, because she's so, she just reminds me just really classy lady. She's very, very classy, okay? So, but sometimes people just push you to a limit and take you there, all right? But also this represents how she handles her business. She stand on business, guys, all right? And she's coming in that energy space, okay? Very ambitious, and she's diligent, all right? She's working on new projects as we speak. She is doing new things. These are, when I see these pentacles for her, these are all the different streams of income because she keep creating new, products, and she gonna keep bringing them on in, and it's gonna continue to be successful, okay? So new money, more money coming in, and this also represents new ways that she's gonna get money. We might just see her back on that TV screen, or doing some other things too, as well as her 7th Avenue beauty. So she wears many hats, okay? It's interesting these came out because to me this represents Martel, even though we ain't even pulled the cards on him yet. Y'all see that? He a piece of work. He really, 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 really betrayed her. Cheated with the ARIONNE. Stole her money. Look at that. Just really, really, took her through some things in the past. But she's moving on from the past. Again, like I said, she's coming in with new perspective. So even with all that drama going on, and all of this represent in the past, she, what? When you see that, this is about, just forgiveness, all right? Moving on. And that's her energy. She like, you know what? You made your bed. You created this situation. And so from this past, I'm moving on. I'm on to bigger and better things, okay? And that's what this means. She's in alignment, okay? And headed into a new phase of her life. Again, I think she's out. She went to Paris last week. And also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, she's in New York Fashion Week. So she's going to continue to move forward, continue to prosper, okay? Also, this was the top of the deck, bottom of the deck. Again, continuous blessings. No matter how much, they try to come in and give her a hard time with that losing energy that they got. Guess what? She gonna continue to be blessed. She gonna continue to stand on business. And again, with that 7 of Cups, listen, that's all the different ways and different opportunities and all the things that are coming in. It's many, many, many things. She wear many hats, many blessings. And you see that Knight of Pentacles, there's more money coming in, guys, okay? So that is her current energy, and she is on the move. And that Knight of Swords to me, it says too in motion because she's in New York. So she's in action. She stands on business, okay? Now, let's ask about, since we see her current energy, how does she, we already just answered the question on how she feel about the situation. She like, you know what, I'm over it, moving on. She in a place of, just wanting everything to be fair, even, balanced, okay? She's in the energy of, he made his bed, he made his decision. Now you got to, you know, live with, look, the decision you make, my mama had always say that the decisions you make are the ones you have to live with. And that's the energy of male right now. So, you know, you living in what decisions you made. And so she's good with herself and where she is in her life, and she's moving forward, okay? Continuing to be prosperous as well. So let's ask about Martel Holt, okay? Let's get the current energy around him, because male is good. We can see it in all the answers and questions, okay? And we also got to see what's to come for her as well, you know? So, angels and spirit, God, please give me all current energy. And he's a Capricorn. All right, so let's ask what his current energy is. Because a lot of times, guys, when I see the current energy, a lot of times it kind of answers the questions that people have right when the cards kind of come out, you know? So let's get the energy around him. Martel Holt, Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. So let's get some messages around him. Martel Holt, Capricorn. Okay, hold on. Thank you. Hey, my baby. Okay. Okay, all right. Sorry about that, y'all. They're my children. They be on them games, don't they? Let's see what he got. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Put it right there and just ask for some extra. I'm sorry, extra messages. Extra messages for him. That is crazy that he got the same card. So this really, really aligns, guys. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's see what's up with him. Okay. Makes sense. Okay, so it's a lot to unpack, and I think it answers a lot of our questions too, okay? So, his energy is just coming in fast. I mean, he's all over the place. He's in forward motion, guys. You know, and his goal right now is to get the bag. He is searching for money. I'm talking about, you know, abundance in every way, okay? Again, his energy of just, you know, and I'm going to say this too, because this is his, you know, current past energy. Even going forward, he's going to have some swift changes happening in his life, you know, just in different areas, okay? And it'll just be a situation of, you know, making quick decisions, okay? And maybe in a sense, making quick decisions when it is coming in the energy of money. All right. When you see this Emperor energy, this is about him. He is in a speeding motion to get to money and stability. That is what he desires. He deeply desires this, respect. That's what he's looking for. And, he is a father, but in this energy, he wants to be grounded, but he feel like he all over the place right here with this, the wands coming in motion, okay? He's in a place where he knows better, guys, okay? So even though he may come off like he's a fool, he, he's in his head a lot, okay? And you know what? He's maybe in a place, too, where he kind of starting to understand what part he played, even though it looks like he'll never admit it. But this card, the reason why I'm saying it in the energy of this ace is a new beginning, but you got the Hierophant in reverse. So this is him still in his mind, still in his head about Mel. Y'all see that? It's 5 years later, guys. Because he looks at her as abundant. She's blessed. She stand on business. She doing all the things and taking care of the kids, And he just wished that he was back in that place. Because with her, he felt like a Emperor energy, okay? And he's all in his mind about what didn't work out. Because when you see the Hierophant, that's the marriage failed. That's the divorce. That is what he hates, that he knows that he messed up his household. Put it like that. There go your answer right there. Okay? But he decided to do what? Make a decision to move forward. And again, the decisions you make are the ones that you have to live with. Okay? So when he was in that energy of, how he dealt with this new ARIONNE and end up having a baby from her and all the things he had to continue to move forward. Things can't be undone. He went too far. My mama say he went too far and he stayed entirely too long, okay? He's still playing games, even on ARIONNE, okay? Still doing what he do. And it's interesting because, he's in his feelings a lot, okay? Really, it's crazy, y'all. He in his feelings a lot still about Melody, And it's so interesting because you have, when you see that sword, look at the fight, the conflict. And this also represents the conflict that happened at the courthouse, okay? So, like what Mel was describing. And it's so crazy because he got the same cards. So he's still in his mind, y'all, about Mel. And when you see that, this is about past resentment. Really wish that he could change things back, bring things back to the way they were. He deeply understands and regrets that he messed his family up. He lost his family and his household, okay? He really wished that he could go backwards. Look at that, with the past. But judgment is here, okay? And right now, he's getting what decision he made. He's getting the outcome. He's getting the karma because of the decisions that he made, okay? Where he fumbled the ball. That's crazy how the cards come out, right? That is so interesting. So we understand where he is with it, Let's see. I mean, it is what it is, guys, Mel is going to continue to flourish and grow. And, he has to, move on and go to the next chapter. At this point, he's going to have to let go, all right? But he's in deep regret. He knows that, his money, all the things are gone, okay? you know, his income and all that. So we're going to ask what's to come for him. Not that we care, but let's see if he going to leave her alone and just move on and stop harassing her. So, please give me all the current energy around him moving on and moving forward. You know, he move on and move forward and leave her alone. Stop stalking her and giving her such a hard time. He need to go on, honey. We'll just ask about 1 to 3. Okay. And you know what? We'll ask if Melody gonna have you love. Let's ask that and then we'll get on up out of here. Let's see. Finally let go and move on. Energy around that. Look, y'all, before I even start, he messed up. You can't make it up, you know? And that's at the bottom of the deck. That's crazy. So when he moved forward, you know, and with his life and work on getting himself together and getting his finances back up, you know? Ooh. We ain't even got to even do all that in the cards. Speaking, honey. This is energy, guys, okay? Oh. Dang. More things gonna come out about him, you know, in the future. I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, when that Knight of Cups hit the table, that what's her name ain't the only, even though he comes on the live and stuff with her, he into other things, okay? So don't be surprised if you hear some more energy around him, you know, in the future, okay? Since he is a father, you know, and used to be a husband, but it's going to be a struggle, guys. It's going to be a struggle. Especially, look, with the Queen of Wands in reverse. Ain't that crazy? It's going to be a struggle with him leaving her alone. He got to let it go, y'all, 5 years. That's crazy, ain't it? Whew. He got to... we're going to just have to send a prayer out to him. He got to move forward. He made his decision. Y'all saw that judgment. So let's ask. Melody should be. Wish you find love in a Alright, I asked would it be, will it happen between now and next year? Will she move forward? Because she might just date a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And just do her thing. So, let's see the energy around her. Will she date? Will new love come in? Or is she already in relationships? You know? That's crazy. That man got to get his life together, honey. Ooh-wee. What's up, male to come with love? Love. Let's see. She have love. Will she have love to come? 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3. Will she? Okay. Yeah, let's see if I'm clarifying it. There we go. Now we got some answers. Okay. So, I asked for now, between now and, you know, next year, you know, how will she move forward, okay? So honestly, guys, you know, even though she's doing super well, you know, in her life as she's moving forward, okay? But this has continued to just stress her in ways. Like, these folks got to move on and get a new life, okay? So, you know, she's healing too. I mean, I know it's been 5 years, but it's like I said, she, in a sense, having to keep reliving it, okay? And eventually, you know, but she gonna be private about it, and it'll eventually come out over a period of time, okay? But she in a new energy of just going against the grain, you know? And with her being in this new energy, it's like, you know, it's like courageous. Like I said, it's the energy of that new male that was on there. Like, she fiery, you know, she's standing on business. She's standing up for herself. You know what I'm saying? So she's in that energy of that as she moves forward. So yes, she will, because, and you know what's funny too, when she find love, it's gonna come in fast. It's just gonna come in out the blue, okay? And it's gonna be a good energy of abundance, okay? When it does come in. She might be somewhere just looking beautiful as she is, and boom, he just shown up for her, okay? And guess what? When the new love comes, you can't get no better card than that. It's gonna be in the upright. Y'all see that? With Judgment right there, it's gonna be a good love, a favored love, a really deep and true love, okay? Compassionate energy. She might even get married, guys, to this new person that's coming in. It look like she could have another marriage too. So that's good for Mel. She in her new energy, like, I'm standing on business. You know, she just in a good energy space moving forward. And as she's doing all this good energy, it's just going to come out of nowhere. It's going to hit her out of nowhere, you know. So I love that from Miss Melody Shari. Okay, so family, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Peace and love. I love y'all, and I will see you guys in the next one. I think I'm going to do Travis and Taylor next, okay? So let's get into it. See y'all soon. Peace and love.